Shalom, shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Nabashai, Bahashem Wakar Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations unto all the Akim that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. All right, to the confusion of faith that are joined to our ranks. To the hopeful elect. To you I say shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites by blood. This is our culture. This is not a color thing. Okay, and the bulk of the Hebrew Israelites make up the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the confusion of faith that are scattered among the other nations. All right, we were scattered among the nations as punishment, and some of our people come looking like the other nations, including so-called white people. So this is a seed, a racial line. It has nothing to do with color. Color is a false concept that has been propagated by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, this is a video about basically the decline and the fall of Esau, Edom. All right, this female cop, this Edomite cop, was caught lying on Jake, and you have to understand the amount of Israelites that were hung, you know, because of lies that were told on them by Edomite women. You know, a lot of Edomite women would have sex with Jacob, and then they would, when they would get caught or be found out, they would say that they were raped. So a lot of those hangings that you would see, if you go, you can go to the images of the book Without Sanctuary and see the horrific, burnt, battered, torn, castrated, beaten, and hung bodies of thousands of Israelite men from the time of slavery all the way up until, hell, up until recent years. It never really stopped. You know, it slowed down since the 1950s, but never stopped. There's been plenty of hanging since then. Okay? But, you know, these Edomites are being put on Front Street and being shown to be the deceiving, wicked devils that they are on every level, because you have to understand, this hatred goes high up in the ranking structures here in America. They're judges, they're police officers, they're military officers, they're in the fire department, the lawyers. Every system that you need to use, their presence is there. And the only thing that can break such a stronghold has to come from on high, and that is exactly what you're seeing. They're at war with one another. A house divided cannot stand. Okay, so this woman, Georgia cop who lied about being shot by a black man, gets 15 years. And this was a commentary done by Elder Manatazak. So let's play a little bit of it. Then we're going to get into some scriptures.
Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai. Say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, and honors and salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the truth. Back with a quick video. You know, a quick video in this article is a good example showing you pretty much, man, Esau's finished, man. Esau just can't get it together, man. And I think I'm gonna probably title this "The Most High is making a fool out of these devils," because more and more like things like this is coming up. Esau's finally getting revealed, man. You know, Esau and all his lying ways, man. See, Esau used to be able to get away with everything by lying, but now, you know, the Most High is you know what I'm saying, stopping that, putting that to a stop.
And speaking of lying, that cop right here in Chicago, Van Dyke, got up on the stand and spoke yesterday, all right, and lied about how he was so in fear of his life. So if you're afraid for your life, why do you run at someone who's unarmed, push through all your fellow police officers, move them out of the way so that you can have a free line of shot, and then shoot a 16-year-old young man 16 times? 14 of the shots came when he was already on the ground. But yet he feared for his life. He ran to him. Okay? That's why they stopped using the actual footage from the event and started using a cartoon that they put together themselves, which was pretty sickening. All right? It was pretty sickening. And he got up on the stand and he lied. Said he feared for his life, man. With an unarmed suspect that was walking away, all right? You know, he had no weapon that he could have used to harm anyone, especially from the distance that he was. I do believe he may have had a knife in his hand, but it was a fold-up knife, which was folded, all right? And he was at least 30 to 40 feet away from anyone, okay? This guy ran through the cops, all right? Pushed through them, raised his gun, and fired 16 shots. 14 of them on a downed young man. He was already down. All right? He didn't think to run up and use his taser and tackle him. He outweighed that kid by at least 50, 60 pounds. They could have easily taken that kid down, man, if they really wanted to arrest him. All right? I don't know how many police officers was there, but in the original footage, you saw at least 5. This is Proverbs 12 and 22. Lying lips are an abomination to Yahweh, but they that deal truly are his delight. And only we deal truly, man. That's why we're hated. That's why we're hated, because we're bringing out the facts and real history, the scriptures, and the meaning of the scriptures. And they hate it.
So anyway, as you see, it says Georgia cop who lied about being shot by a black man gets 15 years in prison. Now wait, that's unheard of, man. That's unheard of. And this is a white woman. All right, look at this devil. Who's, you know, and if she is Jake, she's a cracker. She's a cracker, man. You know, everybody ain't a Jake. She's a goddamn cracker. You know. And she looked like it, you know. But in the spirit, you know, I mean, if she is a Jake, it wouldn't matter anyway. She's on the wrong side of the fence. But you can tell that she's a devil because she got that hatred, that Edomite hatred towards Jake. You know, like it's a different type of hatred that the so-called white man has for the so-called black man. Okay, that Edomite hatred, which
is a heavy thing,
as they be born, speaking lies. Okay? And that's all the so-called white men know how to do is lie, 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 lie. And they love lying on niggas. They love trying to, you know, get Jake, you know, persecuted, man. Get him lynched, get him hung, get him arrested. So their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
This is true. Their goal is to get you young and get you in the system. All right? Because if they can get you young and get you in the system, your teenage years, it pretty much guarantees that they'll have you in and out of their crooked law system. And you know, when you think about it, man, the whole system is beyond corrupt and set up, all right, to benefit them. Because first of all, there is no need for state courts and state laws. This is the United States of America, so-called. All right, you got a federal government and the federal you know, courts. But the state courts overrule and do what the hell they want, man. That's why they set up a state court, so they could get around the federal law. And the states operate, and that's why you got, how are you going to have unity and order that way? When orders, you know, that's just like, you know, having 3 camp leaders. And every camp leader gives a different order. Okay? Their whole system is corrupt and imbalanced, man. You know, you can't have 50 other smaller courts trying to overrule and get around the courts, the laws that come from the main court. That's complete chaos and disorder. That's another one of the reasons why America's fallen, man. Because the states don't obey the federal laws. They get around them by creating their own laws. All right, then you got 3 branches of service, and the Federal Reserve rule over them. The Federal Reserve is not imparted in law. It's not a part of it. But yet they control policy of the 3 branches of government. And how do they do it? And they use the states to do it. They use the states to do it. All right. So this man he's just a deceiving liar, man. Okay. This is and that woman was proud when you looked at her face. Let's go back and look at her face, man. Let's find her. All right. It says, a proud look and a lying tongue. This is Salakia. This is Proverbs 6 and 17. Okay. I'm going to start at 16. All right. And it reads, these 16 doth the Yahweh hate. Yeah, even 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look and a lying tongue and hands that shed blood of the innocent. And what do you think would have happened to they would have snatched up any old man that fit that description and railroaded some man and ruined his wife and railroaded him to jail, man. All right. And I can only imagine the laws on attempted murder of a police officer is probably have a pretty heavy toll, man. Okay. So she had that much hatred that any random Jake, she didn't care who it was, and she would actually sacrifice her own body, and to get some guy locked up. All right, destroy someone's life, destroy a family. All right, but their popularity is declining worldwide. Let's flip the script. Let's go to let's see if we can go this way. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this
is a video that was put up by Lisa Cabrera. All right, and it says Trump and the U.S. declining worldview. So the whole world is starting to hate these Edomites, man. The whole world is starting to come against them. Okay? Why? Because they're truce breakers, they're promise breakers, they're liars. They tell you one thing and they do another. All right? This is Job 13 and 4. It says, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
is a story that came out on USA Today, October 2nd, 2018. Trump, unpopular across globe, and America's standing drop. New poll shows. So this came out just today, actually. Trump is deeply unpopular across the globe, holding the most negative rating among 5 world leaders, according to a new poll conducted by the nonpartisan Pew Research Center. A median of 70% of responders across 25 countries said they do not have confidence in Trump. Yeah, a lot of people at home don't have confidence in him either. To do the right thing. A significantly higher disapproval rating than the leaders of Germany, France, and China. Only Russia's President Vladimir Putin came close, with 62% of the poll respondents saying they did not trust the former KGB agent. Well, it's not just Trump. Attitudes towards America are at historic lows around them.
And these Edomites are completely and totally divided, man. They're against each other. They're backstabbing each other. They're lying to each other and lying on each other. And they're posed for war. You have the extreme left, the extreme right, the up and down. They're all against each other. All right. Like you saw those 2 Edomites gun down their own brother in the alley over a damn baby mattress. Okay. This is Mark 3 and 23. And he called unto him and said unto them in the parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. And that's what you're witnessing. The house is representing a race. The house of Edom. The tabernacle of Edom. The people of Edom. And they're all against each other. All right. And they're against everyone else. So it's nothing but chaos and hatred for Esau, Edom from the other nations, man. All right, you can clearly see it, especially what's going on in Europe with all those immigrants coming in there, and all the acts of violence that's being done, and we're probably not even hearing about a lot of it, man. And they're coming in there and they're breeding those, because Edomite men aren't getting their women pregnant, but all those melanated refugees are, whether it's by consent or non-consent. They're seeding up those Edomite women in Europe, man. And according to the Bible, you are whatever your father is, that's what you are. So their numbers are declining like crazy because the sperm counts are low for them Edomites, and eventually worldwide, not just in Europe. They were trying to pay people in Sweden to have babies, but those melanated men, hordes of men are coming in and they seeding those women up with no problem. Okay? Whether it be consensual or non-consensual, it's happening. Okay, it's happening, man. These people, these Edomites are getting washed away. And it's a whole lot of swirling going on here in America too, man. Okay? That's just the truth of the matter, like it or not.
The world, from Sweden to South Africa, with a median of 50% holding a favorable opinion of the U.S., compared to 43% who see the U.S. unfavorably. More people also say their own country diplomatic relationship with the U.S. has grown worse over the past year. The Pew survey comes as Trump's second year in office draws to a close. In that time, the American president has made waves across the world with his attacks on multilateral institutions such as the United Nations and NATO, and his public spats.
Multilateral, meaning his own constituents, his own partners, the people who will aid him in war. And if you can't see how the nations are separating, dividing, all right, against Esau, Edom, man. Okay? They're dividing. And eventually they're going to attack and destroy Esau, Edom here in America, man. Babylon is basically isolating itself along with the Israelis, man. Okay? And they're going to be destroyed. And one of the things that's helping to aid it is all the lies that they continue to be caught in. They keep being caught lying on the world scale, man. All right? If you write a decree in the law and sign it and then you go back on it, you lied, man.
With key allies, including Canada, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, the British Prime Minister Theresa May. The poll also comes just a week after Trump and other world leaders gathered in New York for the UN General Assembly. Trump's message vowed to put America's sovereignty over multilateralism was not well received.
Hell no, it wasn't well received, because basically all your people who've been in the trenches with you, who've been robbing and stealing with you, now all of a sudden you want to cut them out of their cut, man. You know, you go out and you pull off a damn bank job, all right, and it's millions of dollars, and then you start doing the joker, start offering all the people who help you so you can keep it for yourself. And that's what Esau's being seen and caught doing. All right? In a nutshell. These people have deals with these countries, and then you put these sanctions into place, and then you hurt their economy because the people you putting sanctions on, these other nations have been doing legitimate so-called legal business with them, and now you're hurting their economy and their countries, man, to benefit you. All right? This red, because you can clearly see, he's red and not white. You can see the face on this devil, Trump, right there. He got on a white shirt. His skin is red, man. Esau's red, not white. That's another lie that they continue to tell. All right, this is let's go to the book of Proverbs. Back to Proverbs. A lot of scriptures in Proverbs today. 28 and 17. A man that doeth violence to the blood of any person shall flee to pit. Let no man stay him. All right. So Esau is constantly doing violence to people on top of lying to him, man. Right? He's a bloody liar, as the English would say. A bloody liar. Okay? That's what he is. And since he pursued blood is going to pursue him.
Key U.S. allies also sharply rejected Trump's hard line against Iran. Pew surveyed more than 26,000 people in 25 countries from May to August 12th. So from May 20th to August 12th, they did these surveys. The Center, which studies public opinion and demographic trends, released the poll late Monday. There were some bright spots for the U.S. and with residents of Israel. The Philippines and South Korea registered overwhelmingly positive attitudes towards America. But other countries with respondents said the U.S. is not stepping up to solve global crisis like it used to. America's reputation as a champion of freedom has also waned.
Because they've been found out.
Frustrations with the U.S. in the Trump era is particularly common among some America's closest allies. Yeah, Germany already announced to their people they can no longer rely on America. Now, I did hear that from, their president. In Germany, for example, only 10% of those surveyed said they had confidence in Trump. 75% said the U.S. is now doing less to address global problems, and many believe the U.S. is no longer respects personal freedom.
No, they don't. Because Esau, these Edomites are all about getting money, man. And they don't care who they kill, including their own people, to do it. This is Proverbs 21 and 6. The getting of treasuries by lying tongue is vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. Verse 7. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them because they refuse to do judgment, man. Justice is coming to you, Edomites, man. All right? It's coming to you, Edomites.
Gets his lowest mark from those living right next door in Mexico, with only 6% of respondents saying they trust Trump as a leader.
Only 6% of the people in Mexican, and I'm pretty sure those are the heathens that are mixed among them, that are trusting them. Well, you probably got some dumbass Jake that trust them too, But they set up, the Edomites are the hierarchy in the Spanish countries. You got to remember that. All right, they set up Edomites for the most part as the leaders down in these countries, man. They're the upper class people. So a lot of the first class people in the South American countries are Edomites, the ones that are living dirt poor and struggling, and that the law does not favor. Those are the Jakes in that multitude for the most part.
The president repeatedly pledged since his presidential campaign to build a wall on the southern border with Mexico. About a quarter of Canadians rate Trump positively. In Russia, only 26% of those surveyed voice a favorable opinion of the U.S., a drop from 41% in 2017. And just 19% of Russians have a positive view of Trump. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has the highest rating among the 5 leaders tested, with 52% saying they trust her. French President Emmanuel.
And the people she was just naming are people who've publicly spoken against America, and America being the leaders of the free world and being in control over the finances of that country. They're all ready to separate. So you can clearly see the separation and the stance being taken by the nations against America fulfilling prophecy. Babylon will be destroyed. Last scripture. And especially when you're looking at the proudness of these Edomites, man. All right. But this is Proverbs 21:4. A high look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. All right. So that proud high look is going to be brought low. Your pump is going to be brought low. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Shai Bahashim Rakar Kwadash Wa Abba Babal.